So Fortnite has had a ton of items over the 8 years the game has been out, and some of them are bound to be useless. So in this video, I want to go over 10 of the most useless items that have ever been added to Fortnite. Now, this is not a definitive video. I just pulled some of the ones that I thought off the top of my head. So if this video does well, I could do a part 2. And this will be pretty loosely ranked. And lastly, if you would subscribe to help me reach 6k subs, I would really appreciate it. Now, without further delay, let's get into it. In last place, the most useful item on this list is Deadpool's hand cannons from Chapter 2 Season 2. Now, this was just straight up a letdown of an item. When we heard Deadpool was going to get a mythic, people were thinking he was going to get katanas that would deal crazy damage, maybe be a healing factor in there somewhere. And we got the healing factor for sure, but we got this life steal mechanic and these pistols. So whenever you like shot someone, you would get 3 effective health. So that sounds good on paper, you might be saying, but this is the most useless item list. So you're probably wondering why. Well, these guns were just bad. They were weak damage, only doing 21 damage a hit. And Epic probably thought the healing was gonna help, but no, the 3 damage a hit is not a game changer at all. And you would barely notice it. Like, even if you were like spamming someone, you would not notice that at all. And the hassle of landing at the yacht, fighting all the people there, and defeating the boss just for this useless weapon was not worth it in the slightest. In 9th place is the Propifier from Chapter 2 Season 7. Now, to start off, the only way to get this was through buying it off an NPC for an outrageous amount of gold, and I'm pretty sure there's only one a game, and that's probably for the best, because if this was always in the game and I always had to run into it, I would lose it. What this did was it would show you a catalog of props to turn into, and you could only pick one of them to become. So it's not like a prop gun from creative mode where you can turn into anything around you. That would be way more useful because you could become very small props and like blend in with the environment. The Propifier, on the other hand, would 7 times out of 10 only have props that did not fit the environment. So you just be a random ass gnome in the middle of a house trying to blend in. Now, I don't want to be too hard on it because it was a pretty fun item to use, even though it was completely useless. In 8th place is the Chiller from Season 6. The trap would put icy feet on whoever triggered it. And tell me what situation you'd ever want to use this thing. The only situation I could come up with that's beneficial and practical is hiding in a house and waiting for someone to come in. Then they get the icy feet and their movement gets messed up. Then you can fight them easier. But why in the world would you ever do this and not just use a damage trap? The only thing that I saw this used for was massive ramps that you would slide down, which were very fun to play with or to watch or in creative maps. So in Battle Royale, normally no one was using this thing. In 7th place is the Hunter's Cloak from Chapter 2 Season 6. You would have to craft this thing to get it, as I don't think it spawned as floor loot or on chest loot, and that's a good thing because what this did was it would make all wildlife not be able to see you. And it would also make it so you didn't need any meats to tame animals. And I have one question for who in their right mind was using this. First of all, taming was just completely useless on this thing because do you want to know the recipe for crafting the Hunter's Cloak? It's 4 pieces of meat. So you gave up 4 pieces of meat that you could have used to tame the animals or even just heal yourself with it in exchange for an item that lets you do the exact same thing and not heal. Now, for the not being seen by animals aspect, this could be used to kill frogs for stink sacks easier and grab chickens easier. And also, you wouldn't be able to be attacked by boars, wolves, or raptors, I'm pretty sure. Now for the stink sacks, just don't get close to the frog. It's not that hard. Just shoot them from afar. And for the chickens, why would you want to grab a chicken unless you were just messing around? I don't think I've ever grabbed a chicken for any practical reason ever. And the hostile animals were not bad enough to the point you need a whole item it's to stop them from attacking you. It was not that bad. In 6th place, the Cardboard Box or Creeping Cardboard. They're the exact same thing. With these, you would have 5 charges of a cardboard box that you could throw down and hide in. That's literally it. They were just very obvious hiding places that would never blend into any environment, at all. If you throw all 5 down, you could make a maze so you can surprise people with it. And maybe that would work, but most of the time it just wouldn't be worth the trouble, and you'd be better off just camping normally or instead of going through all that and wasting an inventory slot on this thing. In 5th place, the Big Bush Bomb, and what this does is it makes a big bush wherever you throw it. Now, I have a bone to pick with this damn item. Why is it always finding its way back into the game? For some reason, it's always in the game, even after 2 years that it came out. Now, I don't know if it's still in Battle Royale, because I mainly play Blitz, but I'm almost certain it's still in the game. And I just want to know who are the people using this thing to where Epic feels the need to have it in every damn season. It's genuinely just a worse version of the bush item that you just wear, and you can actually blend in with that one and it will take a hit for you. This thing is just annoying. All I see people using this thing for, which I very rarely do, is in very early game someone would get chased and then they would just like throw both of them down and then immediately die because this item is so trash it doesn't even work as a distraction. I've never seen someone actually camp with this thing. Now maybe that's a good thing, because if I haven't seen it, then maybe it's working, but I highly doubt it. But if you're one of those people using it, let me know in the comments. But the normal people, let me know what you think's coming in first place. In fourth place is the Night Rose Medallion, and what this does is it reloads whatever gun you have selected over time without you having to reload it. Genuinely, who was going after this thing? No one went to Demon's Dojo for this thing, and I would actively just leave it behind because it hinders your gameplay by marking you on the map. And I just have to ask, who thought of this idea, and when are they getting fired? Who forgets to reload or needs more time to reload? I just automatically reload whenever I'm done shooting. It's basically a reflex at this point. If anything, this item messes up my flow because I'm used to seeing it reload after I hit reload. In third place is the Spire Jump Boots from Chapter 2 Season 6. This item let you have a high jump after jumping 3 times in a row, and it would give you glide to redeploy after you finish that third jump. First of all, that alone sounds trash and it's a complete waste of an inventory slot. But that's not the worst part. This wasn't some item that you just randomly see on the ground, out and about. No, you have to go out of your way to get this, through the most tedious process added into Battle Royale. What you would have to do is you would have to go to one of the Guardian Towers, defeat the boss there, which wasn't that easy. But after that, they dropped the Spire Runestone, and then you'd have to carry this thing above your head like a chicken, and you couldn't use the jump pad tower thing to get you to the Spire faster. No, you have to walk all the way to the Spire, which was a very good distance away from all the towers. And once you finally reach the Spire, you have to put it in one of the glowing areas that accept it. And after that, you get the boots, which, might I remind you, are horrible items that, like, why? Why do you need to do this tedious side quest for these shitty items? In second place is a Lump of Coal from Chapter 2 Season 1. And this is probably going to be a short one because all it does is, like, basically nothing. When you throw it, it does 20 damage if it hits someone, and you can stroke a campfire with it. That's literally it. This item doesn't make me mad like the other ones on this list. It's just useless and boring, so that's pretty much it. Just never pick it up. But now the moment you've all been waiting for. In first place is Mysterio's Medallion. This is the most useless and probably worst item in the entire game. What it does is it turns you quote-unquote invisible whenever you crouch. So first off, the invisibility should be called a clear outline that everyone can see, because that's more accurate than whatever the hell it's supposed to do. This is not hiding in any way, shape, or form. You can't shoot with this, first of all. So if you accidentally crouch, you're just killing yourself basically. You come defenseless. So it's an easy kill there. So this item actively hinders you, and not only that, the worst part is even if it did turn you invisible, and might I remind you, it doesn't, but if it did, you would still have your location shown to everybody, because the medallion marks you on the map, and if you're always right in the middle of that circle. So this is just a bad concept for a medallion, and by far the most useless item in the history of the game. But that's the end of my most useless item ranking. If you enjoyed, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and also comment on other videos I should do in the future. You can also cash at me if you have some extra money to give. But that's enough out of me. Goodbye.